In this video, the Astuity BPM Excel Addin will be demonstrated. We will log into the Astuity BPM Excel Addin by clicking on the Login button on the Astuity BPM Excel ribbon. After the login, notice that the formulas in the green areas of the spreadsheet are evaluated. The white portion of the data area contains the locked data. The yellow portion of the data area allows data input. The Astuity input period function provides that information to the Excel conditional formatting rule. The orange cells contain the point of view labels, for example, accounts, entities, and so forth. The green cells contain the Astuity range functions. We will look at these closer in a few moments. The gray cells contain the Astuity property functions, which retrieve information about an account, entity, and so forth. Let's inspect the formula at B11. The account range formula tags the cells outlined in red to the account label in cell A11. Cell B3 is set up in exactly the same manner. The entity range formula tags all the cells outlined in red to the entity label in cell A3. Same goes for cell E5. The period range formula tags all the cells outlined in red to the time period number in cell E1. Where all 6 ranges intersect, there is enough information to retrieve data for the cell. Clicking on the Retrieve button will send the data request to the Astuity BPM Cloud server. The request will be processed, and finally the results are returned and displayed in the spreadsheet. Data can be changed and updated. I will type a new value into the cell for returns March 2016 and click the Update button. The values for sales returns and allowances and net sales for March 2016 are calculated by the Astuity BPM Cloud server and returned for display in the spreadsheet. The spreadsheet wizard will be demonstrated next. To begin, I will click on the Spreadsheet Wizard button and then click Next on the Welcome page. On the Dimension Placement page, the 6 points of view can be arranged in rows or columns. In this example, I will drag the frequency and view onto the column area and leave the other points of view as they are. Here I will assign the row and column labels. The period labels I will type in by hand. For the frequency label, I will right-click on the first yellow cell in the row and select Monthly from the choices. For the view label, I will right-click on the first yellow cell in the row and select Periodic from the choices. In lieu of repeating the process for each column, I will highlight the area and click Ctrl R. For the account labels, I will right-click on the first yellow cell underneath Account, right-click on Net Income, and choose Check All. I do not want to see the intercompany details in the income statement, so I will toggle the check status of the accounts with intercompany detail. I want to see net income at the bottom of my income statement, so I will check the reverse order checkbox. Now click OK and click Next. Now I will select the scenario for the entire spreadsheet. And finally I will select the entity for the entire spreadsheet. We already saw the Astuity BPM range functions and how they worked. This time I will choose the Astuity BPM value function to retrieve my data. Click Next and Finish to create the spreadsheet. Notice the Astuity BPM value functions in the data area of the spreadsheet and how they reference the 6 points of view. Clicking on the Retrieve button will send the data request to the Astuity BPM Cloud server. The request will be processed, and finally the results are returned and displayed in the spreadsheet. And finally we can format the spreadsheet to suit our needs. Pivot tables will be demonstrated next. To begin, I will click the Pivot Table button. I can choose the data to extract from Astuity by using the Extract Pivot Table Data dialog box. You can choose from two different pivot table profiles. The differences between the two profiles have to do with the dimensional properties that are to be extracted. I will choose to create the data table and the pivot table. The frequency and views of the data are chosen next. I will keep the monthly period values and add the quarterly period values. A single account or list of accounts can be chosen. For our example, I will choose the income statement account list. A single entity or list of entities can be chosen. For our example, I will choose the All Descendants entity list. Up to 3 scenarios can be chosen. I will select the current year and budget. When the Execute button is clicked, the Astuity BPM Cloud Server will extract the data and begin sending it back to Excel. When the data transfer is done, a data table is created and populated with data. Then the pivot table is created and linked to the data table. The pivot table elements can be arranged into rows, columns, and pages to begin your analysis. A lot of thought and research was put into the creation of Astuity BPM for Excel. We are sure that you will find it a useful tool for analysis, data collection, and data development. Thank you for watching.